Alright guys, welcome to HD Phoenix little video tutorial on how to do streaming. So basically we're going to be learning about the two best streaming softwares that you can have. It's going to be Justin TV and it's also going to be Xsplit. So both of them are really pretty much the industry standard right now. All the good casters are using it, and it's once you figure out how to use it, it's actually very user friendly and will get you up streaming in no time. But the first thing that you want to find out if you can actually stream is you want to come here to speedtest.net, and then you want to click on it, and it will basically run and see how fast your internet is. And now the download speed is not so important. What you want is the upload speed. And if you want to stream in good quality, you need about 0.5 megabytes upload. And if you want to stream in HD quality, then you need somewhere in the range of maybe 1 to 1.5. So as you can see here, I do have fiber optics, so my internet is blazing fast. I'm at 28. Actually, that's a little bit slow, maybe because it's prime time. It's 8 p.m. here in Singapore. It's a little bit slower. But yeah, what you really want is at least 0.5. If you're 0.5, you're good. So after that, then you want to come over here. You want to come to xsplit.com right up here, and you want to register and join our beta crew. Now it's amazing how much bang for your buck that you can get by joining Xsplit, because I used to use a program called VidBlaster, and it was clunky, it ate up all my memory, and it cost like $5,000 to get. It was incredible, but this is free because it's in the beta, so enjoy it while it lasts. So once you register, just click on download Xsplit here in the bottom. Just pick it up, install it, and then after that, the next thing you want to do is you want to come here to justin.tv. Same thing, click on the sign in here in the top part of the website. It's going to give you this screen. Just create your account, username, passwords, and click on, and then you're good to go. So once you install your Xsplit, you come back to this. So I'm just gonna show you a blank screen. Okay, that's not blank. So this is what your Xsplit looks like. So let's just walk through this step by step. So up here in the file, you notice you have a bunch of things. So never mind about loading presentations and saving. Basically, once you have a preset, and let's say, like for example, I do quite a number of broadcasts, and I do a couple of different tournaments. I do have various presentations and styles how I want it to set up. So basically, it's just like a Word document or an Excel file. You can save your presentation and then load it back up. It makes it really easy to switch between programs if you do a lot of casting and streaming. First things first, let's add myself back into the thing, because I'm extremely narcissistic. No, I'm not. But let's, if you can click on the camera, basically, here I am back again, and you can move it around. Now, if you notice, once you scroll on top of that, a white box appears. So you can actually resize it. But I'm going to actually make it really small, just as if I want to be inside a StarCraft game, and put it over that little black piece of screen that normally is not really used for anything. So I think that's usually meant for the streamers. Now, if I'm casting a replay, I also want to have something over here on the right side to cover the replay bar. So that comes to the next thing. Let's add a media file. So the media file will automatically bring up your pictures, and let's see what I can use. Let's use a picture of the beautiful Kelly Milkies, and as you can see, there's once again the white outline across it. So let's resize it to something we can use. Yeah, about that would be good, and we'll use that to cover the replay bar for StarCraft. Now, I have my in-game webcam. I have my replay bar blocker, but I don't have my StarCraft. Okay, now this is a little tricky. So you click on up here, add screen region. Once you add the screen region, you see this crosshair. And what you could do is you could drag from the top right all the way to the top bottom a screen region, for example, like this. So I drag, and I'm going to capture this entire screen. Voila. Okay, then I can make that all the way big. Alright, I know it's looping in endlessly, but that's because I am capturing the screen. But, oh my god, look at that. It actually covered up my webcam, and it covered up my replay bar. So if you come down here in the bottom side, there's these scene sources. What you want to do is you want to click on your screen region, and drag it all the way to the bottom of the list. So once you do, you notice my camera comes back and my Kelly picture comes back. So basically it shows, this is layering of a cake. The layers on the top is always going to be on top. The layers right at the bottom is right off. I know, it's self-explanatory. But yep, so your background for StarCraft 2 should be on the background, screen region, and everything else on top. So let's remove that. Now, the other way you can do it is if you are using a two-monitor system like I am, is you can click on screen region. You can also do this with one monitor, by the way. Move your little crosshair on the screen and double click. And, whoop, disappeared. But once you double click, it's going to capture that entire screen, like basically what you see here, which should be StarCraft. And then we'll be good to go. And then, once again, you need to resize it. Click here on Scene Sources, drag it to the bottom. Perfect. So, let's come back. Let's get rid of that because it's very, very hard to see. So let's imagine that's StarCraft behind. Now, at live stream, it's going to be the same thing as a webcam. So I don't really need to show it to you. And the last one that they've just added into Xsplit is add title. Basically, it's a very, very basic form of however you want. And you click OK. You can set your font. I hate Calibri or whatever. It's always a default, and it's really a disgusting font. I don't like it at all. You know, maybe I'm old school and I like my Times New Romans. So let's get the Times New Romans going. Transparency 100. Let's give it a funky blue color because I like blue. And OK. And nothing happened. OK, it's weird. OK, there we go. So we can once again, of course, move it around. But I don't recommend using this. If you want to put in a text, let's get rid of that. If you want to put in a text, same thing. Come here to add media file and add in a file that you've actually drawn up in what's it called? Photoshop. It's going to look much, much better. Like for example, here's something I did for PK StarCraft, as you can see here. And I mean, bam, nice beveled edges, the color pops, and it's really, really nice. So once you're able to get in all these various medias, you can stack as many layers on the cake as you want. So for example, here in PK StarCraft, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 layers here. So basically, each of this has its own little box that I can move and resize. For example, the mothership logo. I can move the PK StarCraft. I can move Kelly's face. And every one of these photos can also be a webcam. So if you are Skyping in, then move the Skype to another portion of your screen. For example, let's say I'm doing a Skype call, and it's Kelly. So I'm gonna pull up my Skype here. There goes my Skype. So here's my Skype, and let's assume that this section where we have let's choose Z because she's awesome. I love her. She's really, really sweet. Let's assume that this is the video of Z. So we're gonna come over here, add screen region, and I'm going to cut out Z's face. Okay, and let go. And there we go. We have Z. So let's assume that Z, I'm actually calling Kelly, so I'm gonna put it over here. And yeah, and then of course I have to. Kelly's name is underneath, so I need to bring that to the front. So this screen region here, screen region 318.470, I need to move it further down until Kelly's name is on top. So I need to keep moving it down, keep moving it down. There we go. Okay, now Kelly's face is on top. So keep moving it. Bingo. Okay, so that's assuming that that's Kelly on video. And there you go. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with it. You can mix and match. It's still very amateurish what I've done, but if you actually take quite a bit of time to do it, it can actually really, really look good. Okay, that's moving right along. Let's go back to our blank screen. View. Now, I'm a little bit Uh, Actually, I'm quite anal on quality, so it has to be really, really of a certain standard. Actually, I'm not happy at all with this capture program, but since I don't normally use a program to capture my basic screen, and I didn't have much time to figure out what is the best program, I just use something basic. So what I want is I want 720, 720p. Is because if you go anything higher, first off, your internet's not going to be able to handle it. Remember, you need at least zero point 0.5 megabytes per second upload in order to stream properly. So 720p is pretty much what you want. Frame rate, I put it at 60. You probably want to put it at 30. Um, I just stream at a higher frames per second. The reason is because I usually take the streams and then I convert it into VOD. So I need that slightly higher frame rate in case it does chop a little bit. I have those extra frame rates, so when I render it, it doesn't look as choppy. Transitions is not important. You can have all your different styles. Like for example, clock. If I was to transit into the webcam, then you can see the thing swirls around. If I transit like a collapse and I go back, it closes in like this. So it really doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal. Scale port is actually how big you want your Justin TV window to be. I like it roughly about 50%. But for this tutorial, let's keep it at actual. Okay. And that's it for views. Moving right along, this is probably the most confusing part of the tutorial. So this is the part that you want to pay attention to, is how do you add your Justin TV. So you come here to edit channels. So you can see here I have 3 channels. Well, 2 channels of people that have actually casted with me. I do have Kelly and I do have Z. But let's focus on my channel. When you come over here, this will be completely blank. So you click on the ad. You can choose which one it is. So mine is obviously Justin TV. You click on Justin TV and you click on your username, Mothership Studios. And then my password, blah 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 blah, whatever. So because this is not obviously a real one. But everything else is pretty much set up for you. So it's going to be streaming, it's going to be HD 264 encoding. You don't have to worry about that. Maximum bitrate, you want it to be, as I said, as fast as your internet can handle it. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you have the minimum. So I'm going to max it out at 500. My personal one is 1005. But I'm going to assume that you have the minimum streaming, so let's set up at 500. Okay, then I probably should put my proper password here. And another thing is this audio. Audio, they're always going to give you the lousiest audio as default. Don't do that, because you see the thing is if you're streaming at 500, 480 of that is going to be video. Only 20 of that is going to be audio. So since audio is so small, crank it up, man. Make sure it is the highest thing possible. Audio makes all the difference. That you can have perfect video quality, but if you sound horrible, people are not going to watch your stream. So the audio quality has to be really, really good. I like 44.1, 16-bit stereo, and the bitrate. Don't cheese on bitrate. It's really bitrate basically means how good your sound is going to be. You really need at least 96,000 bits, and I would recommend 96,000. That's what I stream at, and click automatically record and then hit OK. I'm gonna hit cancel. So let's edit my original one so everything else is the same. I'm gonna bring this down to 500 so we can test the stream later. Buffer size 1000, and we'll hit OK. Done. Okay, so now we've actually configured it. Next things I want to show you is okay. Before that, let's click OK, so now we're done with the broadcast section. Settings have been successfully changed. Awesome. Now we're going to go to announcements. Now this is not really that important, but it is a very handy tool if you are streaming and you have chat boxes and you're in between games and you really want to tweet out Facebook and make sure people actually know about your stream. So you come over here, there's a Justin TV, a Twitter, a Facebook, and what you need to do is you need to log in individually to all of them. Once you have, it comes up with this little box. Whatever you type here and click enter, it would change my channel message for me. If I click for Twitter, it updates my Twitter. If I click on Facebook, it updates my status. So very, very easily you can boom, 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 update all your social media and make sure that actually people know that you're broadcasting so they'll tune in. So it's a small thing, but remember 80-20 rule. 20% of the stuff that you do is going to give you 80% of the impact, and making sure that people actually know that you're having a show takes very little effort, but it means a lot. All right. And also, if you are streaming StarCraft, make sure you set up a TeamLiquid TeamLiquid.net account, and get your stuff on their streams. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that too. Probably not a tutorial, probably a side one because it's really easy. So the last thing I want to show you is tools, settings. Now you're going to notice that this is exactly the same menu as before for the channels. It's just one of the sub tabs. But let's start from the first tab. It's going to be all your information here. You don't have to add this. This is not important. But if you feel you've got, if you want to fill it out, you can. In general, okay, all this stuff is not really that important except this one part right here. Enable Skype interactions. What this means is if your Skype is going on, which if you are streaming, you must have Skype. There's no two ways about it. You must have Skype. If you have a Skype program coming on and you have a conference call and you're talking to people, Xsplit will stream your Skype voice out. You must make sure that this is checked. It has to be checked. If not, people are not gonna. Your audience is not gonna be able to hear your friends on Skype. And the other thing is if you have multiple microphones, then make sure that the microphone of choice is selected. Channels, we've already been through that. Resolutions, you don't have to worry about this because this is basically all the mumbo jumbo tech stuff that you don't need to know. And hotkeys. Now, I can't remember what was the original binds, but the original binds were really, really hard. So what I've done is I've switched it to scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as F1, F2, F3, F4. So when I'm casting, the brilliant thing is on the fly I can just hit the hotkeys, and I can go from, for example, I can go from in-game view. So this is the in-game view. It shows my, as I said before, it shows the desktop, which should be StarCraft. It shows my thing, and then I can hit F3, and it goes straight into my webcam, and I can hit F4. This is for PK StarCraft. Boom, I can go back into StarCraft 1. So it's very, very, very easy to use. Yep, and let's see. Let's come back to settings. So that's for hotkeys. Okay. So coming down to the bottom side of here, on the left side, is the same thing here as above. File, I was able to add this stuff. Add is the same thing. Remove, so let's say I want to remove my camera. Just click remove. Okay, let's add it back. Okay. And let's say you not really sure if you want the camera or not, but you don't want to just remove it, you want to just keep it, so you can uncheck this box here on the left. Let's say I don't want Kelly's what's it called, replay bar blocker. I can just uncheck it. Let's say I can add a new one, add new media file. Maybe this DreamWorks one would be better, and then I move it into position. Then I'm like, no, it's not really that good. I uncheck it, and I add back Kelly's. Much better. Okay, so you can play around with it. Settings is mainly for the picture itself. So for example, if I click on Kelly's thing here, and I click on settings, then it gives you a whole bunch of different stuff. Like I can make it brighter, I can make it darker, I can make it black and white, and basically this is like very, very, very basic Photoshop for your images. Wow, Kelly looks radioactively pink now, but we can keep that, and we can lock position such that it doesn't change. So let's go ahead and lock it. So now I can't move Kelly anymore, but I can still move my camera, but I can't move his picture anymore. So play around with that. So Xsplit makes it really, really easy for you. And then once you have this perfect setup, you come over here to the top to File, and you click Save Presentation, and you can always load it back in case you change your presentation or you make a mistake. Now over here on the top right corner, you have your volume bar. So this is how loud or how soft you want your microphone to be. it does not affect Skype. It only affects you. If you want to change how loud your Skype sounds, you need to come over here to your volume on the bottom right, click on Mixer, okay, and then pull this bugger. It took me a long time to figure out. Pull this bugger all the way out, and there will be a box here for Skype. Right now, I don't have Skype. I'm not calling anybody, so the box is not there. But let's assume this XSplit broadcaster was Skype. And let's say my friend is too soft, I need to raise it up. If they're too loud, we need to bring it down. So make sure you do tweak that. So this little thing is for your in-game sound. Microphone, if you mute, it will mute not just your mic, it will also mute the Skype mic as well. So for example, let me give you an example. Let's say we have this. Let's find a blank one. Let's say I want to add in a media file, but I want to add in a video. Let's choose a video here. Let's pick one of the videos that I've done. Mess open. Glades 135 links. Uh-oh.
Finally, he knows exactly what's coming. Big flight of four missiles straight into the middle of those muteless.
So we have Total Biscuit over here, and he's doing the thing. And so, okay, so before I go into that, let's say, we just finished a cast, and I want to play a commercial, or I want to play something to take up the time. So I just click on the file that I want to show, which I'm going from F6 to F8. So this is what I bound. This is F1, F2, F3, F4. So this is F6 to F8. And then when I do that, I can let it roll, but I want to be talking to my co-caster, so I would hit the mute mic button over here. All right? And then I can talk freely to my co-caster on Skype without having it actually broadcast. And of course, the one right next to it is just the volume is just to kill all sound. So yeah, just to give you a little taste of what it is, I'm going to click on the video again and just play around with it. And remember, you cannot just add in static pictures. You can add in webcams, and you can also add in videos.
Finally, he knows exactly what's coming. Big flight of four missiles straight into the middle of those muteless. The couple go down. He is now finally starting to get aggressive because he has no other choice. His economy is in tatters right now. His army.
I always love how Total Biscuit sounds. He's a really, really good caster. Okay, now finally to the very last section of XSplit. You can see here there are 12 buttons. Now I bound every single one to my function key. So this is F1, F2, F3, F4 again. So if I'm going to click through them, here's F1, F2, F3, F4. Okay. F6. Okay, so now we're back here. Now you can change the name of this one. So let's say let's call this static picture. Static. And you can change this to, I call this StarCraft 2 with logo. You can basically change it to whatever name you want. And just cycle through them when you are actually doing the cast. So very, very easy. The very last thing that you need to do when you want to stream, simply come up here to the top left, click Justin TV dash whatever is your studio name, click. You're going to get something that pops up here on the bottom right. That's going to say a live view has been of your broadcast has been shared. Blah 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 blah. Basically, what it means is on your clipboard there is the link for it. So, for example, if I was to come here to my desktop and I open up a new tab, I press Control V and actually paste it right there, Justin TV / Mothership Studios. The link for it. So if you were to go to, let's say, starcraft2.c, you can click on that, you smash enter, and then other people are going to be able to know about that. Also, pulling up your Justin TV, if you go to announce, your Justin TV, your Twitter, you can slam it out. Facebook, you can slam it out, and then people know you're actually broadcasting. So let's see, what have I missed? Skype, XSplit, Justin TV toolbar. Yeah, I get. Oh yes. So the last important thing I want you to notice is up here on the top right, it says streaming live Justin TV. The number of viewers you have, the one that you have to take the most notice of is the bitrate. Now remember what I said before, your maximum bitrate, we actually limited it at 500. Well, that's assuming that, that's the minimum that you need to stream. Now, the reason why it's only now at 240 is because there's not really a lot going on the screen right now. It's only a single webcam. If I was to make this picture much larger, for example, you can see the bitrate immediately spikes up to 342 bits per second. If this was actually a game, because my webcam does it does clip the frame rate so it can get a nice stream out. But if this was an actual game where you need that full 30 frames per second, then that bitrate is going to spike all the way up as high as it can, and it would stop at the ceiling you set for it, which was 500. Or let's say if you have an internet upload speed at 800, then set it at 800 kilobits per second. So you want to make sure that that bitrate is always at the maximum that you can have. If your stream is lagging, if your stream is choppy, then usually it's because either one, you don't have enough bitrate, or your bitrate is below what it should be. So for example, if you set your maximum at 500 and your bitrate is only at 250, then it's not going to fly. So let's run this test for real. So I'm going to move my Justin TV. I'm going to move my Xsplit. I'm going to minimize this. That's my software capturing card. Let's load up StarCraft 2, and let's see. Now remember, I set my maximum at 500. So let's see the quality of images that I can get at 500, and see how that goes. Alright guys, welcome back. So as I was saying, so we're now streaming with a maximum bitrate of 500. And I'm just going to show you this one game I was playing against GG Nori, which is a very excellent Protoss, but I met him in a custom game here and he was playing random, and as you can see of my amazing APM of absolute 0, I'm really good at StarCraft 2. But I mean, we're both hovering at 30 APM, we're really awesome. But I mean, you can get pretty good stream quality with 500, so if you have enough to stream, just go for it. It's a lot of fun, and I hope this is going to bring me to the end of the tutorial. I hope this tutorial was not too long. I know it is a little bit more than half an hour, but hopefully you guys learned something out of it, and I hope to see more people of you guys streaming out there. If you need any help, then leave me a message on my YouTube, which is gonna, well, the one you're watching right now, or you can also drop by www.sc2c.com, and you can drop me a private message, or you can leave a message for me in the forums, and I'll get right on it. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and this is HD Phoenix signing out.